So Torm's AC is now 20.
Barrel diff.
Whoa.
It's almost as high as mine. What?
That is
That's a
higher
barrel,
than
yeah.
mine.
Yeah, she gets 3/4 cover while she's in it, so so she gets +5 to her AC.
Alright, that's it. New plan, guys. I'm building everyone barrels.
Yes.
Stuff chainmail.
You may have to roll for me. The baby just closed.
You should have seen what it was like whenever we posted this on the D&D UK group and was like, what would the mechanics of this be? And everyone was basically just like, this is god level.
God level tier, you can't have it. And I was like, it's a barrel. It'll probably take one hit and die.
But we basically established that the barrel has 20 temporary hit points to give to her and gives her an armor class of 20.
Nice.
That's insane. It's a barrel. What?
Get out AC by a barrel.
Not even a big barrel.
Okay, so I'll basically just start the recap and then McKay can come and join us. So you basically managed to escape from Aqua Vader and basically obliterated your way through the Red Paladins to do so. But Stick has now departed from Aqua Vader to relay what's been happening back to the Alphas, who are now based in Northwick. But you guys have basically spent the last couple of days just taking cover in your Alpha base and just tidying up, preparing your kit, that sort of stuff. Speaking of Natalie, your new bag of tricks is now ready, but you don't yet have the souls of the animals to put into it. Okay. So you basically had a chill out session in sort of like the waning hours of your sabbatical, as it were, where you discussed who your first kills were and Alumba revealed some pretty grisly details.
Oh yeah. Sounds about right.
And yeah, that now brings you to this point after Kashan has kitted out a couple of you with better equipment. And yeah, which now brings you to this point. Okay, so it's now the early hours of the next morning. But is there anything that you guys would like to do before the story sort of kicks in?
Don't think so. Breakfast maybe?
Hello.
Hey,
Ah.
Hello.
how's your arm?
So, harm.
Right, okay. Right, so you haven't missed anything. We just simply did the recap, talking about how you guys had been chilling out and just discussing things while you were having dinner. So it's now the early morning afterwards. Is there anything you would like to do before the story kicks in?
No. Okay.
Big stretch.
Breakfast.
That's it.
Okay, so do you just want a basic breakfast, or does McKelly want to prep something?
Does the kitchen offer something nice to cook? Otherwise, we can easily have some cereal.
You restocked the base whenever you were last taking a week off. Those supplies are on the low side, so you will need to restock them fairly soon. But other than that, you do have enough to eat.
Oh, so nice breakfast for everybody before to leave, and off we go.
Okay, so in that regard, if you don't already have inspiration, give yourself inspiration thanks to McKelly's cooking.
Good breakfast.
The baby's closed beyond on my screen.
Okay, I've got it on here.
What does that do?
Okay, so as you're wrapping up dinner, the same sort of proximity alarm that comes from this room starts sounding again. But it's first off, it's just like one siren, then it's another, and then multiple all at once. So like something massive is happening outside.
Oh,
suppose we should grab our gear and head to the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Maybe that's a bad idea.
There are no bad ideas in D&D. Only ones that get you killed.
Exactly. I'm gonna have.
Less competence than
I'm
usual.
gonna have firebolt ready in my hand to cast if I see someone as a threat.
Okay, sure. Okay, so is that your consensus for everyone to go outside?
Yes.
Mhm.
Alright. You arrive to this site.
I'll go back inside.
I fire.
Swift turnaround.
But fire at what exactly?
Oh, what the heck?
I cry.
Okay, so one of the Franks in a suit comes over to you and is like, tickets please?
Ticket.
Tickets to where?
Well, to this, obviously. Welcome to Frankicon, the Frank version of Comic-Con.
No. Frank, no.
Well, this was booked many, many months ago, and with all the COVID restrictions completely irrelevant to us, it's high time we get some partying done.
Frank, no.
Guys, how long have we been inside here? How long is it? How many days is passed already?
Can I roll a perception? I want to know what the sort of the setup is. I want to know how much he's done.
Okay.
Right, where are you going, Bubba?
Now I understand the music vibe you wanted.
Oh yes, that does make sense now.
Charlotte, Mariella, use the firebolt, please.
I'm gonna.
Just sneak off.
Christ. I'm gonna go around like the perimeter and can I check they're all clothed before I? And if not, I'm going to just cast my firebolt at a naked Frank.
Okay. But it's quite. It seems to be quite early in the party, so nobody is naked yet. But it's Frank, so it's obviously on the table.
Big emphasis on yet.
Frank, get it off the table.
Okay,
So
so
is there a panel going on? I feel like I need a brass signature or something, you know, like a...
okay,
I'd
so
love to go to a Frank panel.
Okay, that's cute.
okay, so the guy with the suit basically said, "I'm sorry, this convention is completely fully booked. If you don't have tickets with you, I can't allow you entry."
Oh, what a shame. I think we need to leave then.
Okay, so he basically turns around and takes up a position by the tree, where you can see 4 other suited Franks are adopting similar positions, and these Franks appear to be the security of this convention.
No comment.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so as you turn to leave, you notice a rather cocky-looking fellow is basically just standing in the pathway, and he's just staring at this as if he's just like, "Oh, I honestly thought this morning was going to be dull," but and then he spots you, and he points at the mess of Franks, and he's like, "I'm assuming this is normal for you."
I wish I could say it.
What's normality for you?
Okay, can each of you, bar a lumber, because you haven't met this guy, can you give me history checks, please?
That would be 3.
14.
Okay. His attire is completely different, but you recognise the voice as the assassin Bruce who you met on the bridge.
Ooh! What is he doing here?
I'm still distracted by Frank.
Okay, so Turek, do you actually say that, or is that just you thinking?
Yeah, it just dropped out from my mouth. Like, oh, what are you doing here? Yeah.
Alright.
The name's Bruce.
Okay, so he basically.
Hello, Bruce.
Okay, so does anybody want to explain to a lumber who Bruce is?
I'm still distracted by it.
So basically, once we were traveling to Aquaveda, we stumbled to those. Can we say criminals? Bad guys that didn't want to let us go through a bridge without paying tax fee. So this guy was there, but then we managed to convince him to let us pass. And he says there will be back for us or something like that.
Not quite. But basically, this is you met him when you found out that the Red Paladins were after you. He had been hired by the Red Paladins to basically assassinate you. He and his people weren't particularly inclined to do that, so he basically asked you to have like a fake fight with him.
He made us stage the fight, which turned out to nearly kill us.
I almost killed a few of them.
So what was that?
I almost killed a few of them.
Yes, it was a very instructive performance, Oscar-winning. Yes, Oscar-winning almost. But I see you've got your hands full, so you obviously aren't interested in whatever it is that I may or may not have to offer. I'll turn around and walk away then, shall I?
That depends on what's on offer.
Well, let's just say certain high-up people in certain high-up communities, in particularly low standards, have decided to call a meeting with you. If that's something you may be interested in.
This feels like something we should probably investigate. I mean, we have broke people out of jail so far.
Yes, very, very artistically done, I must say. Although, it's a shame about that shady fellow that you let out. It took us a while to put him in, so I must say, not very well played. But nonetheless, and he pulls out a letter that's got a wax that's sealed with a wax seal on it, and he comes over and just gives it to you, Kashal. And he basically does so in such a way that you pretty much have to catch it. He basically just holds it out and then lets go before you even grab hold of it. And so, well, I need to be off. Feel free to take your time with this. However, don't take too much time. But my boss isn't exactly known for her patience, shall we say? Farewell, and keep it up. All of it. And he basically heads up here and disappears.
Boy, this has.
Sorry, everyone spoke at once. What was... David, what did you say?
Was the boss the woman that we met in the sewers? I can't remember.
Give me a history check on that.
That is a 17.
Yep, Captain Archer.
That's the one.
Okay, Michaela, what did you say?
Yes, my notes are on that.
Nothing serious, don't worry.
Okay. Right, so do you open the letter?
What's the sigils representing? Is it something familiar that we kind of remember?
Okay, so the symbol is basically a wax seal of an eagle. In one talon is holding a lightning bolt, and the other hand is holding a scroll. But it's not something you've ever seen before.
Okay. What about you guys? Does this mean something to you?
I'll have a look.
Everyone who's interested, give me an intelligence check, please. Do you want to?
Put in this dice.
Do you want to roll?
That is another.
Can't roll. Told you. And the battery just went back
Do
on
you
his
want to
head.
roll on this?
Can you
Don't
roll for
be.
me? Yes.
That's a 13.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't. I was arguing with Natalie. Can you tell me what your scores were again?
3.
13.
Lumber, do you want to roll?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I've set a pretty low bar, so you can't be.
That's a cheeky nat 20.
Oh.
Okay, so you you recognise this as basically the sigil for the kingdom of Murica, which is way off to the north on the mainland. But basically, it's the rival kingdom to Europa, where the Alphas are from.
Ocean.
Okay, so do you open the letter?
Yeah. Let's open it.
Sure.
Okay. Do you want me to read it out, or does somebody else want to read it?
I would struggle even trying to read it, to be honest.
I can read some of it.
Okay.
If you scroll down, it's got the.
See, yeah. You just open the box.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's there.
Ooh.
I was so tempted to let one of you try and just read.
I honestly had my head to the side, squinting, trying to read that.
But like the days are getting darker. More and more people are.
Yeah, this is literally just a letter from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, of course it is.
So the last we met, I told you I will call upon you when the times come. The time is now. Let us meet at the abandoned windmills half a day travel from your base. Yes, we know where your base is. Come along to hit something your disadvantage. This offer will not last forever, so I advise you take this seriously. I assume I do not need to remind you that you are in my debt. Oh boy. In the interests of fair play, I will guarantee your safety for this meeting. I shall assume you'll do the same. With genuine intrigue, Captain Archer.
Oh wow.
This guy's got sass, boy.
I mean, I'm interested in meeting shady and level people. What about you?
Kinda. And he looks like, someone who holds his words, since he said he will contact us again, right?
And also, given the fact that they were able to kill a fully fledged basilisk with a single shot of their weapon, also that adds gravitas to them.
I forgot about that, I'll be honest. Oh my.
I'm surprised that you did, given that she nearly shot you in the process of doing it.
True. My history was not great. I was not very aware. I was very distracted by Frank.
Fair. Should we let the other alphas knows about that?
Oh,
Frank.
goodness.
Frank, no. Frank.
I could cast sending
To Frank.
if I have it ready.
Can we send
We can
Frank?
send Franks.
I don't have sending prepared. We can't do that.
Hey Franks, I have a proposition for you.
Oh, I love propositions, darling. We all do. And all of them just echo, yes.
It's got seagulls from Nemo.
God said we need to help.
As many times as many Franks we got here.
Oh, don't worry, darling. We're all very friendly.
Sure.
I'm mostly concerned by how friendly you can be, Frank.
Would you like to find out, darling?
No. Just no. However, Scott did say that he needed you via sending, so I think all of you should go see what he needs. And while you're there, you can give him a message.
Oh, really, darling? And what message is that? Is it of the naughty, the extra naughty, or the serious but with hints of naughtiness to it?
Well, depending on how the meeting goes, that could be any of the above.
Oh, I love open-ended messages, darling. Please tell me. How about you write it on my chest?
You know what? Okay. I write a message on the chest of the nearest Frank, informing Scott that we are going to take a meeting with this Captain Archer.
You say you've
And,
put the location.
I was getting there. With all of the details that we have, including the location as to where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
and let him know. I think maybe like ask if he knows this person and see if there's any way he can like respond. Preferably not via Frank.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, is there much space left? How big is your handwriting?
I assume he's comfortable with me writing all over him.
Oh, I am, darling. However, I do have a little bit of space here, and he parts his legs a little bit.
I honestly
I turn
expected more.
around.
I say that,
But unfortunately, you turn around, and there is also a Frank standing there.
I close my eyes and I cover my ears and I just start humming under my breath.
I say that I expected more and send him on his way with the message.
Don't worry, darling. We'll return post-haste.
Don't.
Take your time. Yeah.
just don't.
Okay, so now that you've established this moment of freedom, what do you want to do?
Run. Run as fast as I can.
Okay,
I'm taking the horse and I'm leaving.
Please let me come with you.
Okay, so are you heading to the windmills?
I mean,
Yeah,
we're still
we
waiting
know
on
where
both
it
of
is. It's kind of one way, one day from here. From which direction?
They
North.
said to the north, didn't they?
Oh, did they? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Should we get going then, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I know there's loads on my screen. So the world map always takes forever to load on my screen because it's got so many pixels on it. Okay, so still hasn't loaded on my screen, but you're basically here, and where Dreadlock is sort of like here at the base of this mountains here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally it would, if you just simply took the going straight, it wouldn't take too long. But the problem is that you now need to negotiate mountains into it, which eats into your time.
Okay.
So do you just want to take a direct route?
As direct as we can, I suppose. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so are you just taking the horse, or are you taking the wagon as well?
Should we take the wagon and that way we can all sort of travel with it?
Will that take longer though?
No, more or less the same time. I mean, obviously, if you get ambushed or anything like that, then you won't be able to make a quick getaway, but in terms of travel time, it doesn't make any difference.
That says to me you're gonna ambush us.
I'm always going to ambush you, that's why I say it. Sorry, what?
If we run into more Franks, can I hit him with a carriage? How heavy is the carriage?
Let's find out, actually. That's a good question. Because I'm fairly sure a lumber would be able to use it.
I think you can bind that out. We could probably give it a go.
Mount some vehicles.
I mean, Marilla.
I am strong. I could pick it up.
£400.
I can't
Yeah,
pick that up.
That's a joint effort. Pick up.
Alright, guys, were we lifting? I was in the kitchen.
The wagon.
We're lifting a wagon. We're discussing whether or not we should take the wagon with us on the trip.
Well, if it helps, the horse is £540. So,
But strength, you mean like literally physically bringing it with us or using it?
Well, we were discussing whether or not we could throw it at Frank if he ambushed us.
I said we could. If we all did it together.
Oh yeah, like team effort, like, we'd definitely throw the wagon.
okay, so are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take it with you?
Should we just go on foot instead of like taking like the horse?
Might be
Well,
better.
Yeah, maybe.
But then, no, that would be cruel. That would trick people. That would be mean. Never mind, ignore me.
I'm
No,
so
I'm
curious.
yeah, I'm curious about what you were thinking now as well.
Like,
Well, we could have, like, if we thought someone was going to ambush us, we could do that thing. I read it in a book once, I think, where we pretend that we've crashed or something and then we actually ambush the ambushers. But that's mean to lie to people.
Well, given that the majority of people who are probably going to ambush you are either bandits or red paladins, it depends on what your morality says about that.
If they're racists, it's fine.
If we are worried about an ambush, I can go a little bit faster than you guys, and if something is meant to happen, I will just run away as fast as I can for you.
Okay. So is
Shall
that
we
basically...
just go by foot then and let McKelly take the lead as a scout?
Okay.
Well, we can trust someone here, right?
Okay. So in that case, McKelly, can you give me a survival check?
Boy. 4.
Okay. Right. Let me quickly roll that against the encounters. Yeah, come on.
Oh, what did we decide? What we're doing?
Amazingly, that is actually enough to beat the random encounter system, so you don't actually encounter anything at all.
I get today.
Yeah, basically, you rolled a 4, and the encounters roll was a 4 as well, so you win that.
Ah,
So we're now rowing down.
You're now travelling on foot to the windmill facilities.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, the horse is in there. Okay, right.
So windmill facilities.
Yep, where Archer asked you to meet. Okay, everyone can see that, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds like
Yep.
a dog.
So you arrive at what appears to be an abandoned mill complex. At the top of the hill you can see the cylindrical tower of the windmill. The mill's sails are torn and discarded, and the tower itself appears to be in a state of disrepair. Underfoot crunches the loose cobblestones of a makeshift pathway, and as you begin to ascend up the hill you can see a fallen tree that has been rotten with age. Sitting atop this tree is Bruce, who whistles to you and nods his greetings.
Oh, okay.
As you reach the top of the hill and you begin to stand on level ground, you're greeted with another familiar face, and the wolf comes running over to you, clearly very happy to see you.
Dog, 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 dog.
Oh, Pepper.
Who's the nice puppy here?
She, your
I
dogs.
treat it with the goodest boy.
Right. Right. So, Turek, how do you want to greet the dog?
We lots of scratches behind the ears and underneath the mouth.
Okay. David. So, Kashan, how are you going to reward the dog for its presence? Pepper. Pepper.
I give it the same response that I've given it the entire time. Give it an approving nod.
Solid.
Charlotte, what are you doing?
I was about to say I'm gonna wave at it, but that does nothing. Screw it, I'm gonna wave at the dog, and when it's not being fussed, I'm gonna give it a little ruffle on the head.
Okay. Limbo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna roll on my back and coerce it on my stomach and just spin around.
And what are you doing, Natalie?
I'm just pointing out there's a dog. I'm just gonna go dog, 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 bouncing on the spot.
Okay, so after this sort of like 5 minutes of greeting with said dog, you notice that there are 2 huts which flank the actual windmill itself, and the cobblestone path links all of the buildings to the main path. So the dog, or the wolf rather, starts leading you over to the windmill.
I follow the dog. It's not leading me astray so far.
Okay, so as you approach the windmill itself, you can see that the man V appears to be at the forge, still in his full plate armor, still with his helmet and mask. He appears to be hammering out what looks like a bent sword. Sitting on the bench on the other side is a man with a heavy crossbow, which he, not necessarily in an aggressive form, is more sort of precautionary, is aiming the crossbow at you guys.
I don't think he likes us very much.
I give him a very toothy grin.
I wave.
Okay, so V puts down his forged tools and takes off his gloves, and then just calls into the windmill. After a moment, Archer appears in the doorway.
Didn't you just
She regards you in silence for a moment, and as this sort of silence prevails, you can see that various members of her squad, as it were, have also come out to investigate, and they're all taking positions around you, effectively surrounding you.
I don't know. Well, this must be a greetings then.
So Archer basically just folds her arms and just simply says, "You guys hungry?"
I mean, yeah, it's been half a day's travel, actually.
Hungry. Am I bleeding? Of course, yes.
Alright then, come on in. And she basically just gestures you into the windmill.
I'm just gonna hold on to the dog's tail and let the dog drag me in.
Okay. Okay, so the inside of the windmill is as decrepit outside as it is inside. It appears that anything that could have been valuable, that could have been valuable or useful in any way whatsoever, has long since been removed from here. The stairs to the upper level have completely rotten away and are effectively non-existent. The members of the team appear to have made their base inside this main structure, with the millstone that's in the centre being used as a meeting area / work area. Archer basically just invites you to take a seat on whichever piece of floor works for you, and just simply offers you simple beef rations. So there's nothing more substantial, but we've been working on rations for a while now. Let's just say what's been happening in the city has affected commerce for us as much as anyone else.
I ask what she knows about what's going on in the city.
Rather a lot, to be honest. Nothing good. Everything sort of like erupted into a stalemate, sort of ceasefire, if you like. The Red Paladins now control their part of the city, and the King and his forces control the other side. And nothing really much has been happening since. Everyone's just watching each other from across the walls, while the Red Paladins just happily slaughter their way through pretty much anything that's non-human that's on their side of the city.
Maybe we should go save some people?
Well, that's one of the reasons why you're here. We've been, shall we say, approached by some people who are requesting certain levels of assistance. And by people, I mean non-humans.
Oh,
That's fine.
We can't really take an official standing in this regard. We have to remain neutral. But you, she looks at all of you, you haven't really shown that level of restraint. So
Most of us are not human anyway, so...
I'd be more than happy to pass this over to you, as long as you can guarantee that you won't fuck it up.
We fuck everything up.
That doesn't inspire me with confidence.
That's what
Okay.
needs to be done.
Right now, all we've received is that some refugees have taken shelter somewhere and they need to be escorted to a ship on the river. That's all we've been told.
It's an escort mission. Nobody likes those kind of missions.
We can do it, right?
Well, so if you feel you can be bothered to do it, here's the location where you need to do the pickup, and a marker appears on your minimap.
Escort
highlight it
starts here.
and take a look at the map.
Okay. So once you're sort of settled and you've had your beef rations, she orders the one with the crossbow. Harper, check the perimeter to make sure they weren't followed. And take the dog with you. He stinks.
Oh,
See, he's called dog. He's not called wolf. He's dog.
So Harper basically just salutes and in a very military orientated style, and walks out, and the dog goes out with him.
Where are you going?
A rather angry looking man, aka this dude.
Always looking angry for something.
Oh wait, sorry, I meant to show you what they look like. So this is angry looking dude. And
Right, can I finish my writing, or are you just going to scribble all over my book?
this is Harper. Yeah, he's dressed in fur plate armor and stinks heavily of manure, and he makes his presence known with a series of grumbles. Until Archer says very pointedly, "Did you say something, Alex?"
Ow.
The guy who's called Alex doesn't waste any time. He's like, "Yeah, I did. Why the fuck are we talking to these fuckers? We should have killed them a long time ago. They're alphas. We kill alphas. Maybe if you weren't so happy to jump in bed with them, you'd remember that."
Ooh.
This provokes a series of laughs from the other members, with the exception of Archer and V, who show no sign that they've heard this whatsoever. Finally, Archer simply gets off of her chair and goes up to him.
Aspens.
And she basically says to you guys, "Meet Alex, who will waste no time to remind you that command is no place for a woman," according to him.
That's
I'll
very rude.
smile at the angry man.
Sexist.
And Alex continues his rant. "And what have you done to prove me wrong? Every decision that you have made has taken us from bad to worse." Archer then turns his back on him and just simply says over her shoulder, "V, if Alex questions my orders once more, break his jaw." Everyone looks to V, who's simply holding the red-hot bent sword in his hand, and simply just folds his arms and says, "Yes, ma'am." And stop. Archer then goes, "And stop calling me ma'am." "Yes, ma'am." And this causes another round of laughs from the group. So Archer basically just shakes her head and rolls her eyes and takes a seat back at the table. Like, "You may as well get introduced. V, you've met. This is Trek." She indicates the only other woman in the group aside from herself. And she's basically blind in one eye and has then got a massive scar across her hairline. And then she indicates a guy with a giant axe. Is like, "That's Rob." Davis. You know Bruce. And he salutes you, and the one outside is Harper.
What about the wolf?
What about him?
Fair enough.
So Alex
I don't know what give me a string about this wolf.
he appears whenever he's needed, and at times whenever we don't follow his guidance, things go bad. Whenever we do, things work out for the best. So we've learned to trust his judgment.
Does anyone actually know about this wolf?
So at this point, Harper comes back in with said wolf, and Area's clear, Mom. The wolf basically just comes over and wanders over past V and urinates on Alex's leg.
Deserved.
I bow and say my lord to the wolf.
And so after sort of like kicking and blustering, Alex complains again. It's like, oh great, now they know our names. You go invite them to meet our parents next. Archer just simply doesn't look at him, just looks at V and V just advances on Alex, who falls back holding his arms out. Go on, go finish piling that shit. But I'm almost done. Then start it again, but do it better this time. So
Just like me.
I'm just gonna go with the fake whip.
You do actually have a magical whip.
I've got to use the fake one. If I do it with the magic one, I don't trust it. He won't do something to me.
As he walks out the door, I say, I shout after him, lovely to meet you, Alex.
Sounds like something Mirella would say.
Your mum's a lovely person. Shame about you.
We know his mum?
Yeah, he was complaining that the next step would on this fantastic relationship between you and them is
Meeting the parents, so
Yeah.
I've just implied you already have.
Oh yeah, I haven't shown you. This is Archer. And
She looks like Morella.
Archer has a rifle.
this is V.
That's
I have a
alright.
rifle.
Yeah, you don't necessarily recognise it as a rifle, but you more see it as sort of a cross between a crossbow and a staff.
Oh, ooh. Fancy.
I spent half my time during this entire conversation looking at it, trying to work out what it is.
Okay. She notices that you've noticed, and basically she's got it on the sling, so she sort of takes it off a sling, and basically holds it out to you. What do you... Try it. Have a look. She's looking...
Okay.
She's very, very chilled out about this, if that makes sense.
I think it's a trap.
I take it and inspect it.
And she says to V, V, go get Alex, would you? We need some target practice.
I don't know
I
what
bow
this
to this. I bow to this woman, as she is now my new favorite person.
So,
What does he do? Does
so-
he shoot arrows?
So V makes his way to the door, and he gets to here and just about to disappear from sight. He's like, actually, V, I changed my mind. I need to... Let's not waste ammo. So V comes back and just takes his position again, as if nothing had happened. This seems to be a very regular occurrence for them.
Somewhat disappointed I handed back.
Okay, do you all give me an investigation check on it first?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh.
That is a... Do I have anything? No, I don't. That's 16.
Okay. Right, so what this basically looks like is a rifle from sort of like the World War II era. You know, the sort where you had to load a bullet in manually. So that you shoot, pull the locking mechanism back, put a bullet into it, lock it back in, shoot.
Like a bolt action.
Yeah, that's it. Bolt action rifle. But you sort of get an indication of how it works. In that, the back chamber comes backwards and it's got a trigger on it. But you can also see that this thing, while it's immaculately designed, has had less artistic modifications done to it. So, like the stock, for example, is wrapped up in leather. But where where she would basically hold the barrel with her hands has also been wrapped up in leather. And you can see that where the leather has touched the metal is basically melted.
What? Do I have any idea how this is made?
You can give me an Arcana check. See if you find out.
No. Okay. It's an 8.
Unfortunately not.
I have no fucking idea.
So she takes it back and very deftly, she basically just puts a sling back on in single movement, and the gun just sort of like hangs across her back. You also see that she's got what would be 2 smaller versions of this on her hips.
Sorry.
Are you sure we can't try it on Alex?
Give me a persuasion.
You dropped him on the floor.
11.
So this convinces her, and yeah, go on then. And she indicates for everybody in this area to move aside.
Yes.
Okay, so for the purposes of this, bear with me. I'm just hacking into your profile, Kashan. Give me a minute.
Cool. No doubt.
And move outside as well.
Oh, come on.
How did you manage to open my notebook?
I've got like bazillion tabs open, so D&D Beyond's taking forever to load now.
Getting as bad as Ashwin for that. Really?
Okay, I have added... If you want to refresh your page, Kashan.
Refreshing.
Kashan's page is fancy.
Isn't it?
Okay, you may need to equip it.
Let's see. Ooh, rifle. I do need to equip it. It's in my inventory. Nice. Okay.
Okay, so Alumbra, you go move out of the way. Liam,
Hola.
What's up, mate?
you go move out of the way.
We.
Or are you going to stand there and be the next target?
Okay, so V goes out and brings Alex back. She basically just said, let's not give him an opportunity to dodge, just shoot him whenever he gets through the door.
With pleasure, man.
Okay, so he comes up the stairs. Give me a hit roll. Give me a roll to hit.
Alright, I got a +3. That is 19, so 22 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
What's this? 2d10 +3. Alright, cool. Where's my d10s? Is that a d10? Yeah. I haven't rolled d10s before. That is 16 damage.
Okay, so you basically shoot him, and it hits him square in the chest, and it actually knocks him back down the stairs.
Did you take falling damage for that?
Unfortunately not, because he's very padded out.
Darn
So
it.
V is standing right next to him, and he just watches him go down the stairs, and then just enters the windmill as if nothing happened.
I'm holding the rifle in my hand in sheer wonderment.
So she then holds out her hand for it.
I hand it back with many thanks.
And she goes, Trek, can you make sure that he's dead? So Trek basically nods. She doesn't say anything, but basically goes out. And Bruce says to Morella, 5 gold says that he's still alive.
I
Yes.
don't really understand how betting works, but 10 gold for sure.
If he's...
Is that good? And I'm gonna look at them like, yeah, that's right, yeah. Or do we want to go up more? 20?
I'm more than happy to go to 20 gold. So
Okay, then.
if he's alive, you give me... If you give me 20, if he's dead, then you get 20.
Awesome.
All of the team, bar Archer and V, seem to be making similar deals in this. So everybody sort of holds their breath as Trek checks Alex's vitals, as it were. And then she stands up with a rather disappointed look on her face, says, "He's alive."
So I give you 20 gold now, yeah?
Magic missile.
This is very exciting.
Can
I
I
like
like slip a
this.
magic missile on the barrel and?
You can. I'll do a sleight of hand check first. Which you've completely tanked. 21. So yeah, just
So I
normal.
didn't tank it.
Just normal magic missile.
Yeah. Can I do a level 3?
You can if you want.
Can I do level 3?
Right, so that'll be 5 magic missiles. 14 plus 19 damage. Now so you just see none of you are aware that she's cast this. You just see 4 sort of those streaks of light just fly out and just hit Alex on the floor. And just like, nope, still alive.
I'm just sitting there and going, I'm sorry.
Good job, yeah. Do I still give you the 20 gold?
I'm afraid so. And he holds out his hand expectantly.
I
Did
reach
you
into my
shake on
very
it?
full
Did you
coin
tail
purse.
shake on it? Did you tail shake on it?
And like he probably hear it rattling. I'm like, okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, and I count on 20. I'm like, this is exciting. Can we do this again?
Very well, very well. I know one bet which would very much create some tension. I bet you, and he looks around at each of the team, that you, and he points at Kashan, in the next combat that you engage in, you will go down first. 50 gold.
Actually, I don't think that's a very good one because hopefully no one will go down if I'm there. If I go down, then they will go down. If I'm there, then they will not.
I smile expectantly at Bruce. What's the offer?
50 gold.
With a very wide grin, I will shake on the 50 gold.
Okay.
So you're betting that you won't die first. Okay.
Yeah, so basically
Yep.
in the next combat, if you die, or if you go down unconscious wise, you give Bruce 50. If you don't, he gives you 50.
Technically, he said if I go down first. What if I went down for a lol?
Yeah, if you go down first.
Very well.
I'll take that.
I will take 50 gold on me not being the first person to go down.
So,
I'm going in a really wrong way.
so you basically hear this clattering noise as Trek is basically just dragging Alex by his foot up the stairs. She basically just drags him over and just
Does
throws
that
him
do
onto.
damage? I
And she
kill him.
and she just throws him onto the sleeping bag that's already rolled out.
Can I eat him?
No,
Well,
he's not
but then he'd be
dead.
dead and Miranda gets the 20 gold back.
Well, entertaining as that was, I did call you here for a particular purpose.
Yeah, I suppose we should get back to the task at hand. What's the details?
And then she says to Tordum, "Well, I would be happy to feed him to you. He is a pain in my ass, but he does know how to fight. But anyway, did any of you see the fireworks display that happened last night?"
I
No.
don't think we did.
No, I don't suppose you would you, given that you live underground? Oh, Kat, I won't give you any of the unnecessary details, but given what you're doing here, I assume that you are familiar with the fortresses of Esgaroth.
Yes.
Another one was attacked last night.
Fantastic.
And from what we can
That's the
tell, 3 more prisoners have escaped. Fortunately for us, I say, they landed on the Sword Coast and they're very far away from here, so they're someone else's problem. But in this light, she leans forward and sort of rubs her hands together. I think it's time that we discuss more immediate concerns. And she pulls out from underneath her chair basically what would be a paper folder of papers, but a D&D version of it. It's basically held together with string. The Esgarothi prisoner the you were after, she puts it down on the grinding stone and then leans back in her chair. The one that you're after, his name is Nero. He's a Triton master of waves. She shrugs. She makes a sort of shrugging motion, and this seems to be sort of like a recurring action for her. It's sort of like her version of just shrugging or and dealing with a nervous tick, that sort of thing. About 6 years ago, me and the Alphas were able to take him down, and we put him in the fortress. He basically believes that all surface folk are a stain to the ocean people, and should be exterminated. At first, he was just a simple guy wanting to take over the world, but then he assassinated his way through the leadership of all mermaid and trident factions, and suddenly, his ambitions were realised. We took him down just before he was about to flood Waterdeep. Now, I'm giving you this information for one reason, and one reason only. I want you to take him down quickly, and then move on to wherever it is that you're going to.
Are you going to help?
Why are you so eager to get rid of us?
I'm not eager to get rid of you. I'm eager to deal with this Escarothi problem. The fortresses were attacked, and they were attacked again, which means another attack is imminent. And for all we know, all of the prisoners could escape at the next one. We need to deal with the ones that we have here, so that we can prepare for the next ones.
Question.
Go.
The fugitive we already caught.
The Wendigo, yes.
How do we know they're not going to re-escape?
He's dead.
Are you sure? I didn't see a body.
Yes, you did. You ate
No, I
it.
didn't.
So you didn't see anymore.
I didn't see anything. I saw no evidence.
The Red Paladins are, of course, a problem, and she seems to say this specifically to you, Morella. They're a problem, and a big one, but unfortunately, they're not your problem. Monster slaying goes beyond things like politics and court intrigue and what one kingdom is doing to another. We have to remain neutral. Otherwise, if we get embroiled in politics and take sides, there's no one left to kill monsters. Take Nero down, then move on to the next prisoner. Leave the politics for the politicians.
I'm okay with that. I don't understand politics, and I was recently told something very important.
Oh yeah, and what was that?
It was from, I suppose you could say, friend. And that, give me a moment because I've lost my note where I wrote it. There we go. No? Where did I write it? I found it. Nothing will happen if we don't do anything about it. And I think from what I've been with these guys is that we're pretty good at taking mean people down.
I think the argument could be made that Red Paladins are monsters too.
They are. They definitely are. They hurt my people.
Indeed.
They are monsters.
Yes, but unfortunately they're a human threat, not a monster threat. Cults like the Red Paladins rise and fall all the time. So I am asking you, one monster slayer to another, to leave the Red Paladins be and focus on why you're actually here.
Do you know that this is not really being neutral about it? You're sending someone else on doing the job that you would like to do, but you want to keep it neutral.
That's why I gave the job to you. This is just a simple, as you say, escort mission. But I'm talking about the wider picture. If you carry along this path, you will set the Alphas directly against the Red Paladins. And while, as Alex said, we are here to kill the Alphas, that doesn't mean we disregard their importance. Sorry, I've got hiccups, give me a sec. Ugh. That doesn't mean that we don't value their importance. The Alphas have become embroiled with politics before, and as a result, the Alphas are not welcome enough in Aqua Veda. Just imagine what would have happened if your people were. How many lives would have been saved if they had been able to combat the threats immediately. So I'm asking you to take down Nero, and then leave. Let the Red Paladins do as the Red Paladins do, and let somebody else deal with it.
Question.
Okay?
What do we do if the Red Paladins attack us first?
Obviously kill them to the fullest extent of what you can do.
So if they start the fight, we're okay to finish the fight. I'm going to sit and rub my jawline and think very hard.
Well, Harper basically folds his arms at this and basically, in all honesty, Mom, I think it's a bit late for them to hear this message. The Red Paladin struck first, we know this, and they won't stop until these people, he seems to look particularly lumber at this, are dead and dusted. But I think this message might be coming a little bit late for them. And then Bruce says, well, I could spice things up a bit. Let's say 1 platinum piece that says that our newly found friends here will deal with the Red Paladin single-handedly.
Another question.
Mhm.
Is Bruce the guy that keeps coming back from the dead?
No.
Okay.
Does anyone want to take him up on this offer?
What's the offer again?
Put 10, a platinum piece, which is equivalent of 10 gold. That you guys will pretty much end the Red Paladin threat single-handedly.
But technically he's already bit 5 platinum pieces, so Kushan will die first.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that much bigger of a bet, really.
I have one quarrel with what you're asking of us.
I can imagine more than one, but yes, go for it.
So I can't speak for the whole group, but being who I am, I find it hard to leave these people in where they are. You've asked us to do an escort mission, which is fantastic because we can save those, but what about everyone else in the city? Everyone else who's going to come under the harm of them. When we left, there were so many bodies of elves and different races who have been tortured and hurt by these people, and you want us to walk away? I understand where you're coming from, but I think you misjudge us. We're not just monster slayers. We protect people from harm, whether that be by monsters or humans or even elves. So I know my people have definitely hurt others, but I can't say this for everyone, but I would find it difficult to walk away.
She leans forward and nods understandably. Don't get me wrong, I know exactly what it is I'm asking. I've been in positions like this as well. And it was the hardest decision that I ever made by walking away. But I'm still asking you regardless. Of course, you are free to make your own decisions. I have no authority over you. But this is what I'm asking. Do or do not. It's up to you.
Do we have to tell you our choices?
Of course not. As I say, we're enemies, and for this one day, we have peace. Regardless of your decision, I believe I should give you some forewarning in the spirit of this temporary friendship. Once today is done, we'll be back to being enemies again. And that will take whatever form it takes.
Well, how
Dipsy, you're
convenient, isn't
Sorry?
Nothing.
No, I'm asking you that as a DM, I didn't hear you.
Dipsy in the guns. I'm going to attach him to my barrel and turn it into a tank.
Okay, sorry, McKelly, what did you say?
that this is really very convenient, right? For them, not for us.
Yes, and it is highly convenient. I am trying to work out the best deal for me and my people. We're here fighting the people of Escaroth as much as you are. And the sooner that we take down Nero, the sooner we can move on to everybody else. There's trouble happening in every single island of the Clinging Isles, throughout the entire world. Adventurers are being taken from literally everywhere, and they're disappearing to a land called Barovia. to deal with the whims of a vampire. A city has been completely taken into the bounds of hell. They put the 10.5 villages to the north have been completely taken over by a being who is acting as a god. There's trouble happening everywhere, and we can't afford to be bogged down here.
So, how about instead we do what you asked us to do, but since now, when we're gonna accept, you're gonna leave the alphas alone, and we're gonna become friends, or better, colleagues, let's say.
I'm afraid, and she's playing with her words here. She's trying to work out how best to say this. I'm afraid the time for peace, long term, between the Alphas and Armistice has long since passed. Maybe you should talk to your friends about that. While peace is easily the logical decision, it's not going to happen, which is a pity.
Well, you're asking alphas to resolve your problems, so I'm sure you need some help, probably just from the alphas, because you're not able to sort it out by yourself.
I'm not asking the Alphas, I'm asking you. Your group.
Yeah, but we are alphas, so if you're taking us, you're taking all of it.
Of course. But let me ask you, how much do you actually know about these Alphas that you work for? That you've pledged yourselves to?
I do not pledge to them. I do follow for a better course for myself. If they are helping me from my course, from my journey, well then, good for them. Good for myself as well. But I do not know much of them, and they do not know much of me. Makes fair.
I appreciate your honesty in that. But before you start making assumptions that they're the good guys and we're the bad guys, maybe you should talk to them about some of their exploits. About what specifically they've done, and the death toll that follows them. But I'm not here to change your minds on who you work for. In all matter of fact, I actually called you here for another reason. Sure, in a little while, you're going to receive summons from the king.
What do you mean?
Didn't the king have us arrested?
The king is... do you actually say that? Or?
I'm just generically questioning it.
Okay, so the king is going to summon you to one of his temple bases, shall we say, where on his side of the city, and he is going to want the update that he requested whenever you were arrested. I trust you still have the beacon.
Yes.
Good. He won't ask for it, but bring it with you.
How do you know about it?
It's my business to know things like this.
I'm gonna scowl and try and
So
work
why are you
out
telling us
if she's
this?
being a bad guy or not.
Yeah.
Let's just say things will happen, and you bringing the beacon, as I've asked, will expedite those things happening.
What does
Will it hurt anyone?
expedite mean? I actually just really don't know what it means. What does expedite mean?
Does anybody want to explain to Torden what expedite means?
It's a bit quicker.
It summons bad monsters. Why would you want bad monsters to come quicker?
Well, if you summon bad monsters into a place of your choosing, what does that let you do?
I don't know.
Create more enemies for your enemy.
It allows you to kill them in spaces that work for you. Number one rule of monster hunting, choose your battlefields.
But I get the impression you want us to use it on the king. That's a bad thing.
Kings rise and fall.
I want to ask if this beacon can summon you himself.
Can I also point out you just told us to be neutral?
Okay, so Kashan, in response to your question, Archer then basically says, these beacons are made by Nero. They're created to summon his creatures. So if a beacon goes off, he will know about it.
I broke this one though.
But technically magic in it is still alive, and you're fully aware of that.
Oh, calm down, babe.
I'm not asking you to use it to kill the king. I'm just saying he'll want to put an end to this threat as well, and having the beacon with you whenever you report to him will help with that.
Better?
So at this point, you hear a certain groaning noise coming from Alex. Well, it's probably best that we end our talks here. It was good seeing you again, and this time not covered in sewer crap. May we meet again, under equally less lethal situations. However, if it turns out that we are to face each other in future, I look forward to that fight.
I have the rifle on a back end, as do I.
Okay, so do you guys want to leave, or do you want to linger for a little bit?
Probably head off, I suppose. No
You
point
sound
in dallying.
possessed, baby.
Yeah, let's just head out.
Morella?
I'm gonna briefly wave, and as we go, be like, I'm not sure if I like those people.
Alumba?
I've kind of sort of been happy with the plan all along, to be honest.
Okay, so the dog basically comes out with you, and V, strangely enough, walks out with you guys as well.
So we do have some help.
You come in too?
I'm afraid my orders don't permit that. However, I understand that one of you is in possession of a rare text.
Don't look at me, I don't carry books. I don't even know how to read.
It what?
One of you has a rare text.
Rare?
Rare.
Yes.
Oh, Marilla.
Um,
Our resident librarian.
Yes.
The Great War
It'll-
and how the Alphas started by General Troy.
Yes. I believe we picked it up somewhere whenever we went there. Hang on.
And have you
Nope.
read the said book?
I saw the note you sent.
Have you read the book itself?
I feel like I probably would have.
Well, then I'm sure you understand the need for it to remain secret, at least until dealt with otherwise. I make a request on behalf of my superiors. Please make sure you don't lose it or sell it to a frivolous owner.
Okay. I mean, I probably won't. I had a few questions I was going to ask our friends, so I probably won't.
If you want to ask them, we can sort of rewind the conversation a bit to whenever you're still talking to them.
Nah, it's fine.
Very well, then. I appreciate your secrecy on this matter. Farewell.
Bye.
Okay, so where do you guys want to go now?
How far away is the location for the helping people escape?
We first scouting the area.
Okay, so you guys are up here. But the location isn't actually that far away. It's pretty much on the other side of this mountain. So you can... distance-wise, it's not far away, but again, it is in a mountain. So you
What's
will,
a person doing on the mountains?
so you will need to, navigate, put around that, climb up, climb down, that sort of thing. So you basically got like another day's journey ahead of you.
Oh, okay. But I guess we are ready for it, right?
I think so. It's not like we can go shopping at the moment anyway.
Oh, damn you.
True.
Okay, so
I mean,
so is that where you want to go?
close-ish, yeah, pretty should, right?
Okay. Where's it gone? Here we are. No, that's not it. Here we are. Okay, sorry it's taking a while to load on my screen.
So, yeah. I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Where are we?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same actually.
Where? Why is this taking so long?
Oh, guys, if this is a fight, it's totally a level up.
Unless we all die.
Okay, so... Right, so it's loaded on my screen. David and Liam, did you say you were going somewhere?
I think they went to grab a drink.
Alright. Just out of interest, what were the questions that you wanted to ask about the text?
I'm being perfectly honest, I can't remember because I started reorganizing my notes.
Fair enough.
I've started using a new software for it.
And what are you using?
It's called Obsidian.
Okay.
I'll send a picture of what part of it looks like because it's crazy.
Okay.
But basically, you can code through it to link stuff.
Okay.
So every time I write a note and someone's mentioned, I can link it. I can then click on the highlight and it takes me to their page
Okay.
that I've created through notes.
Interesting.
It's
Which amazingly brings us through to our sponsor.
oh my god, I wish. Trying not to get my dirty mirror in the background. There we go. It's really cool, but I've only just started doing it in like the last hour.
Oh, lovely. Is it free or do you have to pay for it?
It's completely free.
Lovely. Yeah, for Christmas, all of our friends got me like DM journals and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's
so
nothing wrong with that.
so,
They didn't all get you DM journals, did it? Only one of them.
I know it's a really good journal, so I'm enjoying writing it. Yeah, I used to use Campfire, but it's incredibly basic, and I've had so many problems with it that's that I can't be asked to use it anymore. Is that one of those programs that every time it updates, it deletes everything that you do?
Oh no, I hate those.
So, but then whenever I rebuild my computer, I downloaded it again, and it said 4 of my 5 licenses for it have been used up. And I'm like, I've only ever used it once on one profile and stuff. So I've messaged them and said, "Oh yeah, every time you download it, it takes up a license." And I'm like, "Well, that's crap." So, and it's
That
like,
is awful.
we can set you up on the Steam version for it. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, just do that," and never use it since. I keep on trying to talk myself into using Wild Anvil, but for stuff like that for me, I can only really use it whenever I'm starting a project. So whenever I'm midway through a project, I'd rather just make up new material as opposed to write down stuff that I've already done.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
I am back, but I'm eating ramen good.
It's not
I
good
did.
enough.
I didn't say I was, yeah.
Well, Matt's gone to get one now, so.
I know, that's fine.
I have a massive bottle of water next to me, so I'm good.
I have the unfortunate thing of a baby.
That's very fair.
I have Pepsi.
No, you can't have my drink.
I've never had Pepsi before.
How have you never had Pepsi?
I don't drink fizzy drinks unless I'm trying to get drunk. And when
So that's where we
normally-
reiterate. How have you never had Pepsi?
So normally it's Fanta or lemonade.
Fair enough. Alright, guys. So
You're such an enigma.
I am a very fussy eater, so very easy.
okay, so you guys are all back, yeah? Okay.
I believe so.
So you've basically come to... You followed the directions on the map, and they're very, very precise. Like, right down to a very particular path which you need to follow. And this path... it's a dirt road, and a very soggy dirt road. And as you basically go up it, you can see that there's actually a singular... it's not necessarily a mountain, it's more just like a rocky hill. And it's basically got water pouring out of one side of it in a natural stream. And this area seems to be very peculiar, as even though that you're in a mountainous area, the land is actually quite flat, and then you have this hill. So it's like this is a single solitary mound of earth in otherwise flat land.
I immediately charged. No. I guess we could do a little bit of investigation, see what if we can see anything.
Okay. So yeah, give me an investigation check. Everyone who's interested.
Yeah, I
I
will.
just chucked my
That
drink down
is
my
11 for me.
That's a natural 20.
Let's get them out of the way, guys. We don't need to make sure I stay up next combat.
This one rolled a nat 20 earlier when I was deciding on which dice to use. What am I adding to it? Sorry, perception or investigation?
Whichever's higher for you.
That would make it a 25 of perception.
Odd.
I see everything.
Okay.
Doing the whole Toy Story, I see every
Yeah.
roll. I just see Morela's head spinning on his head.
Okay, so Marilla, you notice that the water here isn't sort of like a dirty, mucky water that you would normally find. This is a brilliantly blue water, ridiculously clean. Okay. You also notice that even though that the water is travelling downhill, you can't really work out what is causing the water to travel downwards, because you can basically see through the opening in the mountain, and you can see that the pathway goes downwards somewhat. So basically, water is flowing up up this slope and then back down to where you are.
Very odd.
Okay, but you can also detect the sound of waterfalls from other parts of the hill.
Can we see if this thing is magical? Like,
Yeah,
it's a odd situation here right now, but is the kind of this mountain hill, is it magical or is it just a block of rock?
Give
Yeah,
me
that's
a-
what I was thinking.
give me an Arcana check and find out.
Can you roll for me?
Do you want me to help you with it? Or
Yeah, because I've got 0. Or unless you...
I have a +1.
18.
Oh.
Well, I rolled
Well-
an 18 on an Arcana check for it.
That the nat 20 dice just gave me a natural 1.
Well, we-
So the question is, do you put the dice in dice jail, or do you give it a verbal warning?
I'll give it a second chance.
Okay, so Tordum has scored an 18 on that, and she basically recognizes this. It's not magic that somebody has cast. This is it's not like a sorcerer came here and decided, let's fuck up the laws of physics. This is basically a natural magical phenomenon which has been centered in this particular area.
okay.
She doesn't necessarily recognize what it is, but she recognizes that it has something to do with altering the laws of physics. So she basically warns that as soon as you enter the cave, you may find yourself gravity is inverted, gravity is stronger, that sort of thing.
That is really cool.
And scary.
Wait, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I take a step forward.
Well, before you do, bear with me one moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Turek,
No.
suddenly you feel slamming into your head a series of messages. Okay, so the first one is hello, I'm Padwin. I cast message. Ooh, 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 mummy, 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 look, 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 I cast message. Hi, in message. Then a moment later, another message is that, guys, what did you do? In Jen's voice.
He did it. I'm just going to point at midair at Turek's head.
only Turk is hearing this at the minute.
I'm just gonna say, oh no.
What? Are you okay? Do you need healing?
Oof.
Is
Babe,
it the scary
you-
psychotic voices in your head that tell you to eat people?
No. I guess I've been contacted by.
Oh, you get those as well. Oh, wait a minute. I think your definition of eating people is different to mine. It just because...
Oh my.
Did me and Frank just have a bonding moment?
Okay, so at this point you then hit... Kashan, your sending stone starts to make noises.
I answer the sending stone.
So
What's his ringtone? Ding 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 ma ma. Ring ding 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 ding. Ma, ma.
It is 100% Axel F.
So it's basically Jen's voice on the other side, and she sounds pissed.
Ring ding 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 ma ma.
Okay.
Why exactly do I have 16 francs in my base?
Ask Frank. .com.
Okay.
This is not the time. Hang up, hang up.
In my defense, I never told all of them to come. I only wrote the message on one. The rest is their decision.
Right.
If
Fine.
it makes it better, we still have more.
No, that doesn't make it better. Not at all. No, please, by all means, keep them.
I would really rather not.
Right,
How do we fix this multi-franc situation?
you can't. So,
I can.
It seems somebody made a wish to do something. I'm not entirely sure who, but that has resulted in multiple francs.
Can we wish for less francs?
No, I wouldn't do that. That might, possibly from me.
What did you do?
This was when Frank was stuck in a form, so I wished for him to get out of the form. And since then, there has been what one might call a breakdown of time and space of Frank's.
Frank become a Time Lord.
I love how diplomatically you're trying to be for this.
I am terrified that she is going to hurt me.
Alright, fine. We'll discuss this later, assuming that the space-time continuum survives.
Can I just eat them?
I'm fairly sure they'd enjoy that, so I'd probably say no.
So they like having their arms bitten off and chewed.
And feel free to try. But anyway, how did your meeting with Armistice go? Did you reveal anything important?
We were supposed to avoid saying things?
Well, I think we should be just rather open.
Oh, great, that's all we need. Alright, when you get back to the Alpha Base, I want a full report from your meeting with them.
It'd be a while.
They have guns.
There's not a lot to tell.
Either way, I want a full report, and then the send zone goes silent.
Don't you want to hear about the bet, Uncle Sean?
Not bad. We have to go. Bye bye.
I hang up.
Okay, so now that has basically happened, what do you guys want to do?
Are we going to get wet?
Yeah, I guess we can approach. I'm prepared to approach.
I reiterate, are we going to get wet?
Yes. You've basically done an Arcana check on this area, and you've detected that there's some sort of anti-laws of physics magic going on here. Basically, water is flowing upwards, and
so if I walk on the ceiling, I won't get wet?
It's possible, but you won't know until you get inside.
Can somebody go in first and tell me if I'm going to get wet?
I can.
Okay, so can you basically go to about there?
Yes? No? Who? Me or Morella?
Whoever's
There
going
you
in.
go.
Okay, so Maria, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Sure. Why not? I'm gonna use. That's a good point. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was kind of a way. A 19.
Okay, so basically, as you take a step forward, you feel like you've been suddenly been caught by some sort of like grapple hook, and so you're basically just dragged up to the ceiling as if something is pulling you really, really fast, but you land on the ceiling really, really softly.
Ooh.
I leap with full enthusiasm.
Okay, dexterity check, please.
Oh dear.
Sean goes flat on his face.
That was a horrible... Hey! That is
That's having
17.
95 minutes.
So, what did you say, David?
17.
Okay, you don't necessarily land with as much grace, but you do land on your feet. Okay. Well,
Did I at least have fun doing it?
this is while you are upside down, and you can feel that the ceiling is the floor. Your hair and anything that's loose is still being dragged down, following the normal laws of gravity. So basically, Morella, your hair is on end.
But are they getting wet?
No.
Then that's fine. I will just join them when the cat decides to not close your screens.
Please don't turn off the recording.
No, but she's about to stand on your dice tray.
The dice tray's fine, but please don't turn off OBS.
No, I'll turn off everything else, she said.
Yeah. Alright, so who's going in next?
I guess it's my turn.
Yep. Dexterity check, please.
17.
Okay. Alright, fine.
Ooh.
You basically land as if it's your intention to be upside down, so you basically matrix your way up. Careful, Bubba, careful.
Nope.
There's Turrek's hair on it.
Does Turek have any hair? I picture a bald monk for some reason.
Okay, Nat, do you want to go next?
I already strolled up.
Okay, so dexterity check from you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't say much else because I was too busy trying to stay away doing that.
Right, so you make it up. You land a little bit haphazardly, but you land up there as well. So Turek's up there. Alumba, it's up to you now.
Let's go. Right.
Loomba, loomba, loomba.
Is he gonna grace it like a ballerina, or is he gonna?
Not great.
Really, we have a drunk cat. She's just stuck her head in alcohol.
Good. What did you get, Alumba?
9.
9.
Okay. Right, so unfortunately you land head first, and unfortunately that means you're going to suffer some falling damage from falling upwards.
Of course.
Okay, so it's...
Does his spiked helm protect him at all?
Taking the ground like Woody the Woodpecker.
Okay, so you've taken 5 bludgeoning damage.
Stop chasing the cat.
Ooh, that must hurt.
Damn.
Okay, so you basically just put... you hit the ceiling with your head, as it were, and but then you fall flat onto your back, as if that's the floor. And as you basically sit up, you can see that there's an elf, at least one elf on either side of you, and both of them are pointing arrows at you.
Nice.
Are they upside down to us or the same way around?
One is the same way up, so this one is upwards in comparison to the rest of you. This one, however, is standing on the wall.
Hello.
I'm gonna make sure my ears are in show. Be like, hi.
The one that's standing on the wall releases its grip on its arrow just slightly, and then basically says in Elvish, "Greetings. Are you here seeking refuge?"
I respond in Elvish. No, we're here to get you to safety. We've been told there's a boat or something waiting for you on a river. We're here to escort you to make sure you're safe.
At this
Are
point,
you all well?
At this point, you notice another one of the elves, and she basically walks over to you, stepping off the wall and basically onto the ceiling, and basically just comes to stand in front of you, and you recognise her. If you guys will give me a history check.
Is this the person that we helped at one point? He was with the bandits.
Yep.
Nice.
It is a 17 from me.
That is a natural 20. So
Yeah.
Yep.
You done it down in real life anyway.
Yeah, true. So yeah, this is Erasni Torquil, who was the surviving elf from the bandit raid that you guys did.
She give us her name? Her name. I don't have her actual name written down.
Yeah, Erasni Torquil. She was the first NPC that I didn't have a name readily prepared, so I had to make one up on the spot.
Which
Nice.
bandit raid was this? Was
It
there?
was when we got to Aquaveda and we went and cleared out the bandits that were to the north where the Alpha base was.
Oh, okay, it was that. Cool. I wasn't thinking it right.
Turek absolutely ninja'd up to catch her. And
Got it. Yes.
Oh, what the bloody hell? Why did they send you of all people? Ugh.
I'm gonna give it a good hearty laugh. As I say, didn't you say that if you needed help, you'd come back and find us?
Yeah, fine, that's true. Put your weapons down, or up, or sideways, or whatever. I hate this place. Come on, you might as well see the camp.
I spend my time walking around in circles between the wall floor and the walls, just to entertain myself.
Watch your step. We haven't fully mapped out how this place works. Sometimes you have to walk on the wall. Some points you can walk on the ceiling. But hold your arms out so hold out something loose. If it goes downwards or sideways or whatever, then you know you can stand up straight there.
I actively jump at most steps.
Okay, so basically every 15 feet, every 3 squares, you guys need to do a dexterity save. So she's basically taking you to there. So let me mark off these squares. So there and there. So yeah, can you give me 2 dexterity checks, please?
Two dexterity checks. Right up.
That's 14 and a 3.
14 and 19 from me.
Right, so Marilla, what did you say you got?
14 and a 3.
Okay, so Torden will give you her inspiration.
That would make it an 18.
Alright. Okay, so are you going to follow her?
I will.
Right, Turek, what did you get?
17 and a 10. Do I need to use inspiration?
Okay, right, so that's enough. And Alumba, what did you get?
I got a 7 and a 15.
Okay, does anyone want to offer aid to Alumba at all?
I mean, I've done pretty well. I'll give him a hand.
Do you want to give him your inspiration, or do you want to use something else?
Yeah, you can have my inspiration.
Hey, thanks.
Do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll him?
He rolls.
Oh, what do I roll?
Another dexterity check.
Yeah.
He's basically giving you advantage.
I see. Ooh, there we go. That's a 20.
Perfect. So you all make it pretty much safe and sound. Once you get to this area, the normal laws of gravity basically apply. So you're now standing on what is effectively a risen up area of this cave. So you're basically standing about 10 feet above where the water is.
This is fun.
Alright, I'll ask the elf lady how we can help.
Well, I've got all of these people who are taking shelter here. We've managed to get some sympathetic people to take us to Atholorian, at least to the shore of it, which will take us beyond the reach of the Red Paladins. But it's just a matter of getting there. But the Red Paladins have sort of choked up the rivers, and well, let's say we're no match for them.
Fortunately for you, we are.
Okay, so you basically enter this area, and it is a place of very, very, very poor desperation. There's dwarfs, there's elves, halflings here, but a lot of them are cold, wet, clearly hungry, but some of them are some of them are crying, some are shivering, others are just simply keeping themselves to themselves, and at the sight of you guys, most of them retreat, either just simply walking away from you, averting their eyes, or just simply hiding behind blankets.
I go give my blanket to one person and give out 3 rations
Sure.
and just like speak quietly, calmly to them, be like, "Hey, it's okay, we're here to help."
Okay. How many rations are you giving out?
That's a good question. How many do I have? I have 6. I will give out 4. I can starve.
Okay. I'll give you inspiration for that.
Aw.
So if the rest of you want to follow suit, I'll do the same for you guys.
Oh.
I'm smart enough to keep a hold of rations.
Yeah, I also have ale in my barrel.
Yeah, so do you want to give that
Yeah,
away?
I'm going to offer out some ale.
Okay. Okay, so you have 3 things of ale. Do you want to... Are you happy to give them all? Or... Yep.
Actually, I'll keep one.
Oh, too late, sorry.
No, that's okay.
So you have 4 rations.
I'll give 3.
3.
Since I can't keep my 1 ale.
Okay, and that's inspiration for you. Alumba, are you giving food out?
Do I have to?
No?
I will be greedy and say no.
Okay, and Turek, what are you doing?
Yeah, I've got enough I can spare for them.
Okay, right. So bear with me, I'm just adding another thing of ale to Nat's inventory. Tankards. There we go. Okay, so everyone who gave out food, you get a thing of inspiration.
Yes.
So the elf basically turns to you and is like, well, I'm fairly sure you could, but can you do it while you've got 50 people to take care of as well?
We can certainly try.
Well, you may be willing to risk these people's lives, but I can't say that I am. We're safe here for now. I mean, conditions aren't exactly ideal when she looks around, but we are safe here. I think there's only one thing that we can guarantee, and that's if the Red Paladins are either driven away from this area or completely and utterly distracted by something. But anything short of that, I don't think we can risk sending anybody out.
We might be able to cause a bit of a distraction.
I have thaumaturgy. I can do a lot.
We plan to take back to the city eventually.
That would definitely create a distraction. But how soon do you plan on doing this?
We were just waiting for word from the king.
Let's see. Well, I don't know what we can offer you in terms of reward. I mean, we asked for aid from a different party, but if you're here, then you can definitely help us. We wouldn't be able to give you much, though. Aside from the experience of the journey.
We were going to take care of the Red Paladins anyway.
Ah, thank you for that. Well, there is one thing that we could offer you, I suppose. But this place, I mean, you can obviously guess, is incredibly magical. And no doubt there's some sort of treasure trove somewhere here that you might be able to find useful. None of us have dared to try and claim it, but if you can find it, it's all yours.
I rub my hands together and jump back on the ceiling.
I can just imagine that Kashan's turned into a cat. Or spider dragon.
And with that, I'm off exploring.
So we should call you Kat Shan.
Yes. Yes.
Awful.
And then in Elvish, she says to you, Mariela, and it's like, your dragon friend, has he sustained some head injuries recently?
You know, he's possibly run into a few doors and walls, but they're good. They're good people, though.
I'm stood on the ceiling smiling.
They're just very energetic.
Yeah, so I see. Well, send us word whenever you're ready, and please don't take too long.
Of course, is there anything I can do to help you guys get ready? Do people anyone else need any provisions?
Provisions and shelter are our main problems. These people came here with literally what was on their backs, and honestly that wasn't a lot. Blankets, medical supplies, food, fresh water. We don't drink this water in case it drives us insane, but we've been able to pick apples and stuff from the trees, but it's not enough for all of these people.
Why do you think this water would drive you insane?
And you have been here, right? You do see the magicalness of this area?
Did I do an arcana check on it? I don't know if I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
This is a heavily magical area.
Oh.
And the water is a vibrant blue as opposed to anything murky, which you would see in a natural.
I have to
setting.
re-ask because I was feeding this one.
Yeah.
I have a water skin here on me. We can pass that round.
Don't you have create or destroy water as well?
You, yes, but I don't have it prepared.
Most unfortunate. I want to ask how prepared they are to defend themselves.
Cat came over.
We're not, unfortunately. I mean, as you can see, I've got some archers here, and we've been able to map the entrance to the cave at least a little bit better than most. So if the Red Paladins come here, we've got that to our advantage. But I'll be frank, very frank. If they come here in force, then we're done for.
Can we have a
You
new
don't-
word that's not Frank?
At that point, you
Yeah.
hear a ah! As Frank hits the ceiling.
Oh, that was fantastic. That was worth everything.
Who turned off the gravity in here? And he takes a step forward, but he hits one of those blind spots and and fails his dexterity save, so he falls back into the water.
Can I establish whether or not this is the Frank that I wrote on?
You can give me a perception check, but I'll do it with a disadvantage because he's now flat in the water.
Cat, why? Just were you
With disadvantage.
seriously after all those
Yep,
pom-poms?
disadvantage.
She did that just for those pom poms.
Then 11.
Okay. Unfortunately, you can't tell, and even if it was, the water has probably washed the ink off.
Oh, well, that's fine. I just wanted to know if I was using the same Frank or not. Hey, Frank, do me a favour. Try this water.
Well, you mean this water that I'm in?
Yep, just take a swig.
Oh, I will, darling, if you wish for it.
Frank, please. It's important.
Ugh, fine. Persuasion.
Frank,
Persuade
I
me,
do.
darling.
I heard that it has an aphrodisiac effect. I'm just curious as to how potent.
Very well then, persuade me with advantage, darling.
I'm definitely stood behind you, like arms crossed, just like half glaring, half like begging.
That is 21.
Okay, so he takes a drink and nothing appears to happen. And then she's like, ooh, that's very interesting. Yeah, he looks down and he's like, that's very interesting. You know, I always found undressing somebody with one's eyes to be quite illusionary, but no, this is you have a very detailed chest.
Wait, what?
Hang on.
He's looking
I
up
am
at you.
covering myself. Frank, what can you see right now without being too graphic?
Oh, I can see everything, darling. Really.
I hide behind. I hide behind someone.
Oh, and what's this over here? And he goes over here, and as far as you can tell, he's just looking at what looks like a pile of dirt with some rocks in it, and he basically picks it up as if he's like holding a really massive sandwich and just bites into it.
Oh.
Okay. See, I thought this would be interesting for a second.
Ordinarily, I would order my steak medium rare, but this is divine. You should try some of this, darlings.
We're okay, we recently just ate.
Are you sure? And he basically walks over to here, which is another one of the blind spots. Unfortunately, he succeeded in that, so he somersaults up to the ceiling, and he brings over the dirt to you and says, "You really must try this, darling, I insist."
I'm good, thank you.
Are we all vegans now?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, suit yourself, Muscles. Though I must say, I always loved a man with a bit of flesh on him. You should be very proud. And those cheeks of yours are very impressive.
I beg your pardon.
At that point, he disappears.
Definitely don't touch the water.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like holler over my shoulder. Great choice not drinking the water.
Yeah,
Good.
I take it that was not a friend of yours.
But that was a friend of ours.
It's yeah.
Well, as I say, let us know when you're ready. You'll know where to find us.
I'll have Marilla send you a message.
Thank you. So at that point, she basically one of the elves comes over and says that but we need your help. Doesn't give any details, and so she basically nods to you guys and follows the elf over here.
Can I follow slightly?
Okay. So, are you trying to eavesdrop on them, or?
Yes.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
What, sorry?
Stealth, please.
I mean, I'm not stealthing. Unless they rolled below a 3, I'm not stealthing.
No, they know that you're there, and as a result, they don't talk.
I walk away to
Okay.
not look suspicious.
Okay,
I'm
so
like, oh, you weren't inviting us. Never mind, and I just walk away.
Okay, so you're basically free to act now. Kashan, you're upside down. The rest of you are as normal. So what do you want to do?
I fully want to try and find some hidden treasure in this magic cave, having as much fun as possible while I jump between being on walls and floors and ceilings.
Okay, do the rest of you want to go with them?
Yes.
Okay, so Alright, so I won't make you roll for the jump, because you all know it's there. Which part of the cave do you want to explore first?
The furthest. I wasn't kidding.
Okay, right, so can you basically move your tokens to where you want to go, and can you be very specific about where you stand?
There.
Sarah?
Yeah. So, there.
Okay, so
Where did you go?
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's one dexterity check. Alright, so you succeeded that. So you are now walking along the cliff edge of this wall. Where do the rest of you want to go?
So from my point on the ceiling, can I see this red rock here?
Yes.
Because these are things that I'm curious about. So I'm going to head over towards this red rock.
Okay.
I'm going to go to here.
Okay, so there's one there. Okay, can you give me 2 dexterity checks, please?
Yup. That is a 16 and a 12.
Okay, on the 12, but you unfortunately fall into the water. But the cave is organised such that from the water, you wouldn't necessarily need to climb up. You can just go up a slope. But you do need to see if you suffer the effects of the water as you fall into it. So can I get a Constitution save from you?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to add my +1. Would it matter if it was a 13?
No, you're good.
Okay. So my con save is +3, so that's 22.
Okay, so you don't ingest any of the water, you're able to spit it out in time.
Good, good.
However, you are basically wet
In the
now.
water. That's fine. I don't mind being wet.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Right, sorry guys, I'll try to find my Dungeon Master guide, but
It might be under your chair. There was one under the chair.
yeah, we've got it on here, so I'll quickly load it up. is it? Gems. Gems. Okay. So you're investigating the crystals, right?
Yes.
Okay. So can I get investigation check from you, please?
Yes. That is a 17.
Okay.
I'm going to... No, 17.
Okay. So there's basically 5 crystals basically just growing out of the earth, and you can basically see, you're able to identify these as spinels, or spinels, SPINEL, and so these are basically red ones, and they have a value of about 10 gold each.
Okay. Do they have any sort of crafting elements to like, do I know if they can be crafted or?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm not an Arcana kind of person. Well, that's a 19.
Okay.
Okay.
You are aware that this sort of gemstone is something that gets used in imbuing magical objects. You just don't know what specifically.
Okay. Are these like blue spinel as well? Like, do I know if they're the same kind of gem, or are they?
You can't see from where you are, because this place is in very dim light. So I'll come back to you. Turek, what are you doing?
I'm a little bit lost, so can you please carry on with the others?
Sure.
Rebecca?
Sure. Alumba, what are you doing?
I want to go over here.
Okay. So are you taking the direct route over the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay. So one there.
Did you say there was 5 pieces of spinal?
Yeah.
Spinal?
Yeah. So Alumba, can I get 2 dexterity checks from you? Oh, on that note, actually, I need to do falling damage for Kashan. Okay, so that's 9 damage falling for you, Kashan.
And I got 6 and 19.
Okay, so was the 6 the first one that you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've taken 9 falling damage as well, and
No.
right. So you are basically here whenever you fell. So you then took another step, which then puts you back on the ceiling. So that will take you. So that'll be the 19. So can I then get an additional 1 from you as well?
You can indeed. That'll be 16.
Okay, you are over here.
Brilliant.
Okay, so which ones do you want to investigate first?
The bigger white one.
The white one. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Right, I've never been able to pronounce this. Caledony. Chalcedony.
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
I'll go with Caledony.
Yeah, Caledony. Okay, so there's sort of like 10 of these gemstones, just sort of poking out of the ground, sort of like seedlings almost. Do you want to give me investigation on them?
I thought they were like a mushroom or something.
16.
Okay, you estimate that each one of these is roughly about 50 gold in worth.
Ooh. Can I yeet them?
Eat them or yeet them.
Yeet. Yeet. Pick up. Take
Sure.
up.
Give me sleight of hand.
8. Ooh.
Okay. These things are incredibly slippery because they're soaking wet. So you try to grab them, but you can't really get a proper grip on them. You can try again, but we'll go over to somebody else first. Marilla, what are you doing?
I would. Ooh, wrong tab. I sort of want to go to where Tordum is, and then hop around to over here.
Okay. Alright, so...
How many times am I going to get hurt?
So 1, 2... Yeah, just 2, please.
Okay. Let me use these 2 dice. Ooh, okay. So, dexterity 17 for the first.
Mm-hmm.
6 for the second.
Okay, so you fall on that one. You taken 10 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you come... take it as this thing that you're investigating.
Yeah.
Okay, so this appears to be... it's basically a crystal that appears to have been formed from like the various water, to the point that when you look at it, you can actually see a current of water floating inside it in a figure of 8.
Is there any way I can touch it to pick it up?
Yeah, you can touch it. Nothing specifically happens. But this, I know it looks really big on the map, but it's basically it's basically a rock that then has these jewels in it that is doing the figure of 8s in them.
I want to pick up try to crack out a couple of the jewels.
Do you want to investigate them first, see what they are, or?
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. Yes.
Okay.
Investigate. Is it investigate or perception? Investigate. Right?
Investigate.
That is a 12.
Okay. You're not entirely sure, but you have a strong suspicion that these are star sapphires. You're not entirely sure how much they're worth, because you've never sort of looked into them properly, but you know that they're valuable.
I would like to pick a couple of them out.
Okay, give me sleight of hand.
Ooh, what am I sleight of handing against?
A couple? Just pick them all.
Oh, yeah, you know, like a small handful, you know? That is a 14.
Okay. You manage to pick one up. You don't need to crack it out of the stone or anything. It just comes away in your hand. But as you do, all of the other ones just back into the stone.
Oh. Okay.
Don't shy.
I'm then wanting to hop, skip, and jump back to the main bit and find one of the owls that we talked to.
Okay, so you basically just need to take a step back into where the water is, and you would then fly back up to the ceiling. So give me a dexterity check again.
On a scale of 1 to 2 on how badly I did, I rolled a natural 1, which then became a 2.
Alright, so... You've taken 8 bludgeoning damage, but you're back on the ceiling.
This is the most damage I've ever taken. I'm gonna go over smiling, because there's probably like a trickle of blood coming from like the cut on my forehead and like a bloody nose. And I'm gonna go over to one of the owls being like, this is probably very valuable. I'm not entirely sure how much it is, but I want to give it to you. So you can, wherever you're going after this, you can buy some food and provisions for everyone.
Okay, which one are you talking to?
I will talk to... Wait, I'm probably back here-ish now, right?
Okay, I'll need 2 more dexterity saves from you.
Oh, wait, where? Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool. That's a 13. and a 12.
Okay, that's actually enough to get you over there. So,
Oh, thank God.
so Razny comes over and she takes it from you and she holds it up to what little light is there and is like, you sure?
Yeah.
You really sure?
You're saying this like I shouldn't be sure, and I'm a little bit confused.
You don't know what this is, do you?
It's a pretty gem that I think might be a star sapphire and could be worth a bit.
Yeah, define a bit.
I have no concept of money.
This is worth over 1,000 gold.
But that's okay. I already... I have a quarter of 1,000 in my own pocket.
At this point, everyone just stops what they're doing and just stares at you. Yeah, I keep that to yourself in future.
Oh, right, yeah. Thanks. But no, there's a lot of you here, and a lot of you are injured, and you're gonna need a new home, and things to eat, and furniture. That should cover it, right? I can go try and find more if you need more.
Where did you find it?
Over there. And I point in the direction.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll look into that, and she pockets it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else I can do to help?
My list of needs hasn't really changed much, but in the 5 minutes that you've been gone, but no, we welcome this, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Turek, what are you doing?
I would like to follow. Sorry, I would like to follow Tordrum towards the light
Okay.
on the southwest.
Okay, so yeah, if you can basically move next to her and give me a dexterity check again, please.
How many do I need to give you?
Just one.
Yes. And 19.
Okay, you're cool. You're still on the ceiling.
Beauty.
Okay. As you and Tordum enter this area, you notice that there's a hole in the ground, and what is legitimately the ground, not the ground that you're standing on, and sunlight is coming up through the ground and shining on the ceiling.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. But the two of you can basically see that on the legit ground is piles of very heavy rocks, and various skeletons are buried underneath these rocks.
Oh, someone died.
Okay, so can both of you give me perception checks, please?
Going through.
Oh, you're tanking dust today.
Hmm?
You're really rolling high today.
21.
Because I'm not the one rolling.
Okay, so past skeletons and the rocks, slightly just out of sort of like the spotlight's view, you can see a chest. A very heavy stone chest.
Ooh. Okay. Should we go?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can I just get one dexterity check from both of you, please?
Does Turek want to do it? I think he's got a higher dexterity than me.
Oh, you got a nat 20 on it, so...
Oh, okay.
I've got. Well, I rolled a 1, but it was it is an 8.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not enough. So you fall to the ground and take 6 bludgeoning damage, which you can then use your feather fall to take a certain amount off, I believe, can't you?
20 something, yeah. Double checking. 25, yes.
Yeah, so you don't take any damage.
No.
Okay, so you're basically here on ground level, and Tordum is basically standing upside down in the barrel on the ceiling.
But is the barrel not coming down? Is it supposed to be something loose?
But I've basically done it that Tordum is sticking her arms through holes in the barrel. So,
Fair enough.
so that's basically what's keeping it up. But yes, it is following the normal course of gravity.
It's like getting naked.
Well, if you want to drink the water, you'll be able to see what Tordum looks like naked.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so you can basically see that there are 3 bodies buried underneath the rocks. One appears to be a dwarf and the other 2 humanoids. But it looks like they've been here a very long time. They've completely turned to skeletons. Their clothing has been eaten away, and what little equipment is salvageable is completely and utterly destroyed with rust.
Oh, okay. So, giving a quick look to them, I would like to go near the chests.
Okay, so you take a step forward. Can I get another dexterity check from you?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh. 25.
Okay, so you succeed in landing safely on the ceiling. However, you're now 10 feet above the chest.
Man. Why the chest is not on the ceiling as well? Because it's 12.
Okay, do you want to do anything?
No, but I'm just sort of spying over to its shoulders and
Okay.
see what it's doing.
Alright, so I'll go back up to the tops. Well, I haven't actually done any listing, so I'll just assume that Kashan's next. Kashan, what do you want to do?
There's a lot of them.
So I would like to. Good question. I'd like to pry. I've got my crowbar with me.
Mhm.
Can I pry any of these like red gems out?
Yeah, sure. Give me sleight of hand. Because it's one of those things where you have to apply pressure, but be delicate with.
That is I'll get +1 sleight of hand. 16.
Okay, so you managed to get all 5 out.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Nice.
I would then like to go and investigate this one's here.
Alright, give me 1 check.
Uno, dexterity check. 18.
Cool.
And can I see if these are anything sort of similar to the red ones?
Investigate.
15.
Okay. Sorry, what did you get?
15.
Okay. But these have pretty much the exact same properties as the red spinel,
Okay.
except they're blue.
Cool.
You can't really tell if that means that they're worth anything more, but that's basically your observation.
Cool. Can I attempt to try and get some of these ones?
Sure, sleight of hand again.
Ooh, that one's only a 12.
Okay. Unfortunately, as you do it, you break them. So you only managed to get sort of like 1 real piece of any worth. So you got 1 blue spinel.
Okay.
Okay. Lumber, what are you doing?
Ryan again to pick up the.
Sure, sleight of hand me. Saying if you had given up food, you'd have inspiration.
11.
Okay. But you do manage to actually get a couple of them. You just managed to just close your fist around them, and just yank, as it were.
Sounds like me.
So bear with me, I'm trying to find them again. Okay. So you get 4 of these things.
Nice. A cheeky 200 gold right there.
Okay. So what are you doing now?
Just go for the other orange ones too.
Sure. But from what you can tell, sorry, can I get an investigation on these ones, please?
Investigation. 18.
Okay, these are carnelians, but pretty much exactly the same, except they're opaque and orange, and worth the same amount.
Fistfuls again.
So what was that?
Let me just go for some fistfuls again.
Sure. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand this time. Ah, it's only a 10.
Okay, again, you don't manage to clasp onto them particularly well.
Okay.
I ask if you'd like to borrow my crossbow, my crowbar for next time.
Potentially. Come and help.
Okay,
Definitely
Morella,
will.
your turn. And just call out, does anyone need healing?
That's a good shout. I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna be like I'll probably echo be like, does anyone need healing?
Healing.
I think the dead body does. We're just gonna echo back.
Everybody.
Who actually does need healing?
We're all full health coming in here, so I would hope none of us just yet.
I think you're the most damaged out of all of them, in all honesty.
Yeah, maybe you need some healing.
Who? Sorry.
You.
You.
I'm fine. I only lost 18 hit points.
What? What is that miss? Hang on. What did you do?
She
I
fell a
failed.
lot.
I failed. I will be like, oh, okay, and I'm just gonna sit on the ground, and I'm just gonna.
You mean sit on the ceiling?
Yes, I can't.
What did you
Can I-
find?
Everything. Can I cast Healing Word, even though it's a bonus action?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll cast that, and I'm just gonna sit on the ground.
What level are you casting it at?
Oh, that is a good question. I forget I have it. I'm gonna cast it at. I'm gonna cast it at second.
Okay. So that's 2d4 plus 6.
Yeah. That is 12 points of healing I get back.
Okay. Right, so the elves that are near you, they also seem to benefit from this, and one of them flexes their arms. Like, oh, it's been bugging me for a few days now, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, is that all you're doing?
Yep.
Okay. Right, so Tordum and Turek, you guys are still over by the chest.
Torjum, have you got a knife or something sharp that can help to open the chest?
Yeah, I'm looking for a minute. I think I've got a sword or dagger or something.
Yep, you have a dagger.
Can I give Turk my dagger?
Sure.
Oh. So if I do a step forward, do I feel like that I'm falling down?
Okay, so do you mean stepping over the chest?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So I would like to jump to
Okay.
reach the chest.
Okay, so how far can you jump?
I've got no clue, but I can use a key points to jump 4 times the amount.
Yep.
So either way, it might cover the distance.
Okay. So, yeah, it's only 10 feet difference, so yes, you're able to make that. However, you will need to grab hold of something, because the inverse gravity will pull you back up towards the ceiling whenever you reach the peak of your jump.
Yeah. Do you think they am able to grab to the chest itself?
Yeah, give me put dexterity check.
Okay. For fuck's sake! Oh no, that's a 14.
Okay, that's just off.
Can I use my inspiration point?
Yeah, sure.
17.
Okay, yeah, you're able to grab hold of the chest, but you can still feel, the effect of gravity pulling you back upwards.
Yeah.
But you're able to hold on to the chest.
Good. With the dagger, I'll try to open up the
Okay.
chest.
Give me a strength check.
Strength. Ooh la la, 17.
Okay, yeah. So you put the dagger in between the gap, and you just sort of try and prise it open, and the door comes away very quickly, and it flies up to the ceiling and just smashes into pieces.
Oh fuck.
But
Well, what else comes out of it?
it doesn't hit you or anything like that, so you don't need to worry about that. But the contents of the chest, however, are just sitting in it as if nothing untoward is happening.
Okay. What is in it?
Give me an investigation check.
This is where I fail. 11.
Okay. You can't really see that well because the light is casting shadows inside. There seems to be an inordinate amount of gems, various golden coins, a shield of some sort, and what looks to be like a giant axe.
Ooh. I'll try to grab as much things as I can.
Okay. I won't make you roll for it. I'll just simply say you spend 20 minutes just gathering things up and you put them into like a bag.
Yeah.
So you basically got the contents of it. But are you just simply going to let go of the chest and drop back down to the ceiling?
Is there any other options?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to try something else, but that'll be the easiest thing for you to do.
Yes, I mean, just carefully, I let myself go and landing on the ceiling.
Okay. Right, so if you want to add to your inventory 500 gold coins.
Jesus. Fuck. Really rich monk. Fuck, how do I do this?
Do you want me to do it for you?
I think I've done it. Yes.
Okay. And then I'll go through the... Do you want me to go through the gems now with you, or do you want to take some time to sit down with them and the rest of the group?
Well, you can give me the list and then I just click them with the guys.
Sure. Okay, so... first off, can you give me investigation on them? See if you can identify them.
Sure. 9.
Okay. The light isn't particularly great, but you can see that you've got about 10... Right, so you've got 10 of one stone. Like one type of stone. But 3 what seem to be diamonds.
Okay.
But 4 gems are in shape of stars.
Sure.
1 sort of like a really, really small gem that is emitting slight vibrations whenever you touch it.
To go and say where there is no pocket.
Sorry?
Sorry, carry on, please.
But then a great axe plus 2.
Not grateful, great axe.
Sounds like a bit of me.
Yep.
Right.
And the shield.
I did originally have the particular shield that was on it, but I can't find my notebook. So bear with me, I'll see if I can find out which shield it is.
I got distracted by the pretty gems. Clearly, I should have went for the chest.
Okay. Shields. Okay, and a spell guard shield.
Oh god.
Spell guard, one word.
Yes. Okie dokie.
Cool.
Okay, now in terms of the shield itself, you can't identify what it is, so I just wanted you to add it to your inventory.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll sort it out later.
So you two are now back on the ceiling. What do you two want to do?
Do you wanna have a look elsewhere, Tundrum?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you guys want to go?
Couldn't we go to the other side?
So, this area.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can make your journey there. It's one there, one there, one there, and... Okay, so you can either go halfway and give me 2 dexterity checks, or you can do the full thing and give me 5 dexterity checks.
Hold on, can we not just cut through? I'll do it down. Can we not just cut down through here?
Yeah, sure. So,
I mean, since we're working on the ceiling.
You okay, Sky?
okay, yeah, so you can just do it in 3.
Just meowling.
What?
All quiet.
Do you feel confident with it? So first one is 27, second one is 11, and third one is 23.
Okay, you get there without any problems. Unfortunately, Tordum fails the first one, so you suffer 4 bludgeoning. And that takes the barrel takes the hit.
Can I not like trying to hold his hand so it doesn't fall?
Yeah, I'll do it with advantage in that regard. Fortunately, she still failed. Okay, so then going back onto the ceiling. Okay, so she did a nat 20 on going back up to the ceiling. So next one,
I just jump up and I'm like, I'm okay. And just carry on going.
pass the second check and pass the third one. Yep, so you guys are now here.
Really good. Let's do just Concussion.
Do I say anything to Kashan about what you found?
Oh yeah, true.
We found dead
Wait.
people.
We've got presents.
And dead people. Santa came early.
Christmas here.
I was going to be waving around all my shiny rocks, being like, I found shiny rocks.
We found though. Are we going to offer him the big axe?
Well, sure. I'm sure both of us cannot use it. So who wants a hat?
I will
I'm
exchange
not
for
being the
shiny
better of prey.
As long as this doesn't come with Frank prerequisites, I always like axes.
Okay, so Michele, if you want to remove the axe from your inventory, and Kashan, if you want to give yourself a +2 great axe.
I'm excited.
Is it made in any particular material? Is it from is it, how can I say it? Is it peculiar, particular, or something more than just an axe?
The way that I do the idea rules as written with the +1, 2, and 3 weapons is that they are supposed to be magical, but I don't particularly buy that because there's no way to really upgrade your weapons in D&D without doing homebrew, which I find a bit stupid. So the way that I do it is that you have like your bog standard weapon. You can then basically just apply upgrades to these weapons to then give you the +1, +2. So
It's a very sharp axe.
yeah, effectively. So because this is one that you've picked up, it's a very ornately made axe. It, like the sort of axe that is made for a very special person, like basically a hero of history sort of thing.
But
But
it's custom made.
yeah, and it's been made by an expert as opposed to just something that was just made in like a uniform forge for whoever wanted to buy it.
I do my best to spin around both axes at the same time.
Okay, so back up to the top again. So Kashan, now that you've got your axe, what do you want to do?
So where have we So have we investigated pretty much everything so far?
Yeah, pretty much. Aside from this area and obviously these crystals here, you've got pretty much everything.
I mean, I could definitely take a look. Do these crystals over here look to be the same kind of crystals as the ones that I like jutting out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, yeah, I could do another one.
You did say you were going to help Alumba with his ones.
Oh, yeah, I will go over and I'll give assistance. I'll come over.
We need
and
help.
I'll come over and we'll try and make a joint effort of it.
Okay.
My rolls
So-
are not good.
Right, so are you helping him do his sleight of hand, or are you both just trying individually?
Do you get anything to your sleight of hand?
+1.
Alright, we're pretty much the same, so I'll give you the help action. Like, I'll help you do the rules.
Okay, so Alumba, if you will take your sleight of hand with advantage.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
he
the
does.
first one was a 4. Nice, okay.
This is one advantage is 4. This is a 20.
And then 10.
Close.
Not quite.
It's half.
I've not been doing well.
Okay.
Oh no.
You probably should have rolled.
Liam bust out the actual dice.
I might have to.
It's time.
Go warm them up.
Well, if it helps, Natalie's been rolling on D&D Beyond. She's been rolling really well, so she's probably stealing it from Alumba.
Spats us out then, yeah.
Yeah, that's how this is supposed to go. Get the dice.
And I even have the megalomaniac look going on.
Okay, you managed to get put 2 of these things.
That's more than bubble.
I even have the white cat to stroke
Yep, you do.
on my lap.
Mm.
I'm currently squished.
Yes, you are. Actually, you've got both of them on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do now?
I mean, if there's not anything else that we sort of need to do, we should probably head back to the base and considering we got told that we were going to have word sent for us.
Okay. Now, bear in mind, it's taken you pretty much the entire day to get here, so it's approaching nightfall. So, do you want to travel in at night, or do you want to make camp?
Good question.
I don't mind travel at night.
Okay. Now, the way that I do, sort of like being awake for a particularly long time, but you can basically go. But in my games, you can go 14 hours before you start taking exhaustion. It's been about 9 hours. So, so basically, you can travel for 5 hours, at which point you'll need to start doing constitution checks to make sure that you don't take exhaustion.
How long would it take us to get back to the base?
A full day, so about 8 hours.
Should we
Yeah,
maybe?
probably way out the night then.
Yeah, should we maybe rest up?
Yeah.
Do you want to sleep on the ceiling, or do you want to leave the cave and stay outside?
I love the idea of a ceiling snooze. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
done.
If that's possible.
Yeah, it's literally just another surface for you. Admittedly, a bit bumpy because it's rock, but it's
Can I find a nice wall to sort of sideways on? Just to
Okay.
shooting deals.
so from what you can from what you've been able to perceive, this wall here requires you to stand on it sideways, as does this one.
I'll go for the first one.
Okay. Dexterity save, please.
Yeah, boy. 14?
Okay, yep. You just simply sort of sidestep onto the wall. You just roll out your sleeping bag and you just sort of lie sideways on the wall, overlooking the water.
I imagine at this point I just have a real cool swagger about it. Like I just do it as if I'm just walking normally.
Right, so Lumber, where do you want to sleep?
Exactly where I'm stood.
Okay. McKelly?
Risking nothing.
No, rolls have not been good.
McKelly, where do you want to sleep?
Back to them.
Oh, so where these guys are sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me 2 dexterity checks, please?
This is where I die. Oh, that was a 20. 19
Yep, so you make it okay?
and a 15.
Yep.
Cool.
Dying?
6!
Mhm. Can I cuddle up with the elves?
Sure. So I'll do 2 for you.
Because they obviously know the best sleeping spots because they've been here a while.
Yep, you make it across perfectly. And Marilla, where do you want to sleep?
I will go. I might just stay where I am because I only trance for 4 hours as long as I'm not in the way of anyone getting comfy.
Sure. Okay, so Turek, during your long rest, and now that you're in sort of better light, do you want to investigate your stones?
Yes. And I would like to ask Tordrum for help with the shield as well.
Okay. Right,
So I'm going to investigate a shield.
Yep. So I'll do Arcana for you.
Yep.
Okay, so she completely identifies this as a that's
It's
what
a
it is.
shield.
Yeah, it's the magical shield of that gives you advantage against spell attacks.
How is it made? Is it a round shield? Is it a cross shield?
It's a kite shield. So
Looks like a diamond at the bottom.
yeah, and this thing is huge. Like you can easily sort of strap it to you, and you'd be completely covered.
So it's kind of like a tower.
Yeah, it's a tower kite shield. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't think no one is able to use it, apart of Kashan.
Alumba?
I can use shields.
But how does it work to use just shields? Because on Pathfinder, to use the tower, the tall shields, you have to use
Discretion, yeah. It just says shields.
Yeah, in 5e they're not nearly that specific. It's just a shield, and then the different types of shields are just for decoration. Normally I do a sort of requirement system for different shields, but given the size differences between you all, it would basically mean that Natalie wouldn't be able to use anything, and Kashan would then be the only person to use most of the stuff. So so therefore I don't do that. It's basically just a shield that anyone can use.
Okay.
The shield shrinks to the size of the user.
Yeah, something like that.
Like Mariella breastplate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all cosmetic, baby.
Okay.
So who realistically can use the shield?
I have proficiency, and I think Marilla does as well. I have the axe, and I already have a +1 shield because I made a shield from the basilisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're gonna use the great axe, it's 2 hands weapon. You
Right,
Yeah,
can
exactly.
Well, the way that I've got Kashan using his shield, at least in my head, is that he's using both hands for his shield and so for his axe, and then he's got his shield strapped across his back.
That is, yeah,
So,
that's literally how I imagine it.
And then on top of that, he then has his cloak, which then goes over the shield.
So it's a hidden shield.
Yep, like a turtle shell.
He's
But a
not,
secret,
That's
so-
it. He's not Dragonborn.
Well, I guess
he's
you can swap the shield
Turtleborn.
with the one that I have right now because he's more powerful. If anybody else wants to use it, of course.
No, I'm good. He's Turtleborn.
Yeah, I think Alumba gets penalties if you use shields, don't you?
Yeah.
Why don't we
Discuss it
sell
later.
it?
Mariella?
I would probably use it. I'm always.
It is likely that she will get attacked by spells and stuff being the healer.
I'm down to be hefty.
You mean more hefty than you already are?
I can I shout across the cave and confirm that she can handle it.
I can handle it.
It.
All the elves are like the fuck.
And then you hear again, as Frank hits the ceiling, as sorry, what can you handle?
No. I'm
Not
not
you,
saying
Frank.
anything.
Alright then,
No,
I'll just...
don't say it like that.
Alright then, I'll just leave. He takes one step and you go, and falls into the water and disappears.
Does he make a sploosh sound as he goes?
Have we really killed
Yes.
Frank now?
Okay, so put... in regards...
What about the gems?
Okay. But do you want to investigate that with Tordum's help, or do you want Tordum to investigate them?
We can do it together.
Okay, so can you give me an investigation with advantage then? Wait a minute, who's got the better advantage? Yes, you get.
Tordum, how much investigation have you got?
She gets +2, so it's probably best that she does it with your help.
She does it, and I'll give you a little help.
Okay. Unfortunately, that wasn't much help, because,
7 and 8.
yeah. But you can still try it yourself if you want to.
In this case,
And she'll try and help you, so do it with advantage.
cool.
Awesome.
Now 20.
Okay. Right, so the 10 gems which are the same, they are jade stones.
Good.
Okay. And they basically go for about 100 gold each, depending on their size.
Okay.
So what else did I say that you had?
3 looking diamonds.
Yep, so those are diamonds.
Okay.
What was next?
And they're worth.
But diamonds are usually worth about 5k each.
Jesus. And then 4 gem stars, something.
Okay, so 2 are star sapphires and 2 are star rubies. Worth about 10k each. So 1k each, rather.
Ruby and sapphire.
A star ruby and a star sapphire.
Yes. 1k each. And 1 small gem that emits vibration at touch.
Okay, you identify this as an ion stone.
What is it?
Can the 2 of you give me Arcana? Okay.
90.
So an ion stone is basically a gem which you attune to, and it then gives you a specific property through magical effect.
Okay.
So right, so you, Tordum, you identify this as an ion stone of intellect. Specifically, it boosts intelligence.
Okay.
It's something that's very prized in sort of like wizarding circles.
Or yours.
You giving it to her?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Cheers.
Was there anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Then obviously there was the battle axe and shield.
Yes. Thank you, Matt.
No worries. Alright. Add to equipment. Okay, so Nat, are you going to equip it and tune to it?
Yes, please.
Okay, right. So you basically spend a few minutes just sort of like meditating on this thing, and suddenly the stone just zips out of your hand and sort of floats in front of you, and then very slowly starts orbiting around your head.
Okay, I'm going to stare at it, look very confused at it.
Okay, but after it does about 2 or 3 laps of your head, but you suddenly find its power just coursing into you, and your intelligence has gone up by 2 points.
Can I read now?
Surprisingly, you can, yes.
Hey, I learned how to read.
And also, in regards to your stuff, you can now put an additional spell in your spellbook.
Thank you.
At least you should be able to, anyway.
How much are you going intelligence now?
Intelligence score is 17, so it gets a +3 modifier.
Okay.
So it's reasonable.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything on their long rest?
Meditate as usual.
So we're staying here then? We're waiting for the day.
I've got nothing I need to do with the key, I don't think.
No,
Alright then.
me too.
Okay, so Charlotte, I understand that you're overdue for whatever it was that you needed to go to.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so shall we call it for this week?
Yeah, that'd be a good job.
Indeed.
Someone was having a mumble there.
Okay, guys. I'm going to. Shall I assume that we're not going to be meeting up next week, or are we happy to meet on the 28th?
Can't do next week.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm very free, but yeah, if other people are busy.
I have like 3 Christmas meals over the next week.
Someone's going to get fat.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so good.
What?
You have all year to make up for it, Matt.
Exactly.
We're not all like you. That was aimed at Matt,
Okay.
by the way.
I am fat. So
I get free turkey roasts over the next week. I'm very excited.
Can I come and
prefer
live with
turkey.
you, please?
is that sliced against my cooking?
No, she just gets turkey lots.